Hi everyone, this is Brandon Krieger from KNSS Consulting. Today I'm here with Betty Franklin from Let It Begin With Me. This is her book, Guts, Get Uncomfortable to Succeed. It's an amazing book, amazing read. I mean, I highly recommend it. I would like to welcome Betty to my community.
Thanks, Brandon. Good to be here.
So, I've worked with you for a while, for quite a while now, and I'm just so impressed with your system, this gut system. So first, let's kind of talk about, how did you get involved in Guts?
Guts is a book that I wrote as a registered nurse.
Mm-hmm.
I have been a registered nurse for over 30 years, worked most of my career, or all of my career, on the front lines, whether it is in a hospital setting or a home care setting. I've taken care of people with various types of illnesses, diseases, injuries, whether it is cutting their toe off with a lawnmower,
Right.
or having a cardiac arrest, a stroke, dealing with Alzheimer's, dealing with kids. I've seen babies born, I've seen people die.
Right.
And so I almost consider myself to be privileged to have been able to see this part of people's
Right.
lives. In that time, during my career, there have been great advancements in healthcare.
Okay.
Cancer is no longer a death sentence.
Okay.
The impact of medications and treatments allow us to live a lot longer and live a better quality
Right.
of life. Surgery is no longer, or you're no longer in the hospital for weeks on end. You can have a surgery out that day or out that afternoon. So there have been many, many advancements in healthcare. So naive maybe as I can be at times, I thought as I was nursing, with all these advancements, people would be healthier.
Okay.
But we're not. We're
Right.
basically a population that lives with rampant chronic disease and diminished health.
Okay.
Why is that? As I questioned that, analyzed it, researched it, I came to the understanding that perhaps healthcare is a bit lopsided
Okay.
in what it addresses.
Okay.
We're very good in healthcare dealing with the physical aspects of people's lives.
Okay.
We treat, we medicate, we care.
Okay.
We deal with the physical and the nutritional. But as human beings, we are more than just physical beings. We
Right.
have a mind, we have a spirit. So the Guts system of health and well-being addresses the whole person, and it also addresses primarily how stress
Okay.
on our bodies and on our minds and on our spirit impacts our health. They now believe 80% of disease is stress related,
Okay.
and whatever your genetic weak link, stress will trigger it.
Right.
What triggers stress in your life?
So, I mean, even for example, like work, working
Okay.
long hours, that's
Yes.
stressful sometimes. You're
Yeah.
working all those 12 to 18-hour days.
Yes.
I mean, relationships can be stressful depending if, how your relationship with your mom, your dad is, whatever that may be.
Yeah.
So, I mean, all different factors.
What
So-
about finances?
Oh, for sure. I mean, at points in my life, finances were stressful.
Yeah. So when you go with a physical complaint to your doctor or show up in Emerge with headaches or stomach upset, gastrointestinal problems, chest pain, respiratory problems, are you asked what's happening in your life?
No.
What's stressing you out?
No, not
Would
at all.
you tell your doctor that you can't manage your bills
Do you
and
have-
the creditors are at the door?
Right? Do you have time? I know when I go to the doctors, it's maybe 5-10 minutes. I'm in the office. So I completely agree. I can't explain
Yeah.
all that in 10 minutes.
As a business owner, is your stresses perhaps that you're focusing 80 hours a week
Right.
on your business?
Right.
You're not having time to relax, to pull away, to build those nice relationships, and you're putting all your money into your business.
Right. All your money
That's
and
causing
time, right?
and time. That's causing probably a lot of stress.
Oh, for sure. No,
Yeah.
most definitely. And I mean, look at their population, how the entrepreneurs are starting to come out.
Yes.
I know a lot of people that are watching this are starting to go into their own business.
Yes.
Right? So
Yeah.
I'm sure all these factors of that balance is affecting them.
So the Guts book and the Guts system of health and well-being addresses what I call the 6 F's.
Right.
And I use a balance wheel as an exercise for
Right.
people, and there's 6 spokes on this balance wheel. They are labeled faith, family, friends, fitness, finance, and fun.
Okay.
And so in the book and in the other products that my business delivers, I address those components.
Right.
I have pulled out research studies that corroborate what I'm saying, how stress in those areas impact our health. And then I provide tips and tools of what people can use to improve that area
Right.
of their lives. And it's all what they can do for themselves. I end each chapter with, let it begin with me. What is it that you can do to improve your relationships, improve your finances, improve
Right.
the fun that you have in your life?
Exactly.
What can you do?
It's true. Now, if anyone's looking for this book, I'm going to actually put it in the bottom of the description. There's going to be 2 links. There's going to be one to Betty's website, letitbeginwithme.ca, and there's also an Amazon link below that. If you're international, you're in the UK, you can grab the book there as well. This book is sold worldwide. So, I mean, this is a great resource. Now, we have, again, some entrepreneurs that are working here, trying to build their business. Now, some of the tips that you might have for someone that's starting out with the business, right? I know, like, you've been in business and just doing great development. What are some challenges that you might say, this might streamline, this might help you out, even to kind of give them an advice on working towards their guts, right?
Yeah. Know your product.
Okay.
I think that's one of the things I had to realize. My product is not just my book.
Right.
I need to go out and present, and I have developed workshops from it. So how do I know my product simply to explain it, and what's my price
Right.
with it?
Right.
So I needed to know that. I needed to have a web presence.
Right.
And that was a challenge for me.
Right.
Finding an appropriate website developer. What
Right.
does that look like? What type of social media do I need to be involved in? Like, for me, it's also overwhelming.
Right.
Like, between LinkedIn, Facebook, Google Plus, Pinterest,
Right.
YouTube, Twitter, it's just like, what do I need to do?
Where do you start? Right?
Where do I start?
Right.
So, like the book, a lot of the stuff is based on the KISS principle.
Right.
Keep it super simple.
Right.
So, and work on the basics
Right.
first, and then build from that.
Okay.
So, know your product, the social media. How do you work with it?
Right.
And which you don't need to know it all.
Right.
You don't need to know all the product,
Right.
all the social media.
Right.
Pick one or two and
Just
work
go
with
with
that. Just work with it.
Well, good.
Yeah.
Which is good. I mean, that's good advice, because I like I've heard people, and I'm sure you have, where someone will come in and say, you need to be in all of them.
Yeah.
Use Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn, YouTube, Google Plus, and you're like, oh my God, you know, it's so overwhelming.
Yeah. I find I need the web presence, but if I don't have my product down and how to speak and how to, I can't go in and tweet and do a blog, and like, there's so much stuff with the business. And then another aspect of, find a good mentor.
Right.
Or a good coach
Right.
to help guide you. There's so many aspects to a business. I'm a registered nurse.
Right.
We don't learn business skills.
Right.
I don't have an MBA.
Right.
And so finding somebody who has a successful business that maybe who
Can
will
mentor
mentor you
Right.
or coach you.
Kind of get you through the rough
That's
waters,
right. That's right. And then how do you know who to trust and who not to trust? There's so many services out there, so you have to pull back sometimes and think
Right.
about what you need.
Which is something we talked about. So it's kind of counterintuitive, because as a business, I've done it myself. You want to rush.
Yes.
You want to
Yeah.
go quickly,
Yeah.
but then you have to slow down.
Yeah.
And like you said, take your time.
Take your time.
Right.
And Rome's not built in a day. They say it takes 3 to 5 years to build a business.
Right.
I'm not even 1 year. The
Right.
book's not even out.
Right.
Barely 6 months. And
Right.
sometimes I'm not where I want to be. Well, Betty, you can't be yet.
Right.
It just doesn't work that way.
Well, I mean, you're way further than you were, right? Like, and
Oh,
I'll
most
give
definitely,
you
yes.
credit for that, because I mean, to be able to write this type of book, right, and have the content that you do in this, it's phenomenal. I mean, this is why, guys, I highly recommend you go grab this book, read it cover to cover, and if you have any questions, I mean, email Betty. She's so open to help and mentor and really help you get through those blocking factors and challenges that you might have. Now, is there anything else you'd like to add?
You know
Betty?
what? As a nurse and as an entrepreneur, we go into business for ourselves because we want to work on our own. We want success, and,
Right.
and having your own business gives you the opportunity perhaps to be more successful if you are of that nature, then working a 9 to 5 job. But if you're spending 80 hours a week
Right.
and getting stressed, that you're going to have a heart attack, or you're going to have ulcers, and you're going to have massive headaches, that's no fun.
Yeah.
And if you're in the hospital, and that's one of the disease is a process, and little things that affect you now, if you don't deal with them 20, 30, 40 years from now, you're going to be in trouble
Right.
health-wise.
Right.
So you need to take care of your health now as you focus on your business, but take time
Right.
to consider all the aspects of your life and your physical health.
just balance. Right?
Balance it all. Balance
Perfect.
it all.
Is there anything else you'd like to add, Betty? Any tips? Because I know right now I'm sitting there going, "Oh my God, there's so much I have to do." Right?
Yeah.
There's so much I have to.
You know what? Start somewhere.
Right.
You don't have to do it all today. Baby steps.
Right.
And change a little bit, make a positive change, make it a habit. Get
Right.
it to be a habit. And then once that's fine, that you've got that set, then tackle something else. But you can't
Awesome.
do it all.
It's good. Now, if anyone wants to get a hold of you, where can they email you?
At Betty
Yeah.
at letitbeginwithme.ca. Or you can go to my website, which is www.letitbeginwithme.ca.
Perfect. And we'll have those on the bottom as well as in the description below. So again, if you have any questions about the book, and I highly recommend you grab this book. But if you have any questions, email Betty. She's always open to help out, and just that's like her background. She's a nurse that cares, and she's really out there. So guys, I'd like to thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. There's going to be more tips, more experts that we're going to be meeting with to really help you personally, professionally, as well as spiritually. So thanks, guys.